A hug that lasts all night. Hi there, sleepy one. Tonight's story is about something soft, something quiet, and something that stays with you all night long. A hug. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Delilah. She had a favorite bedtime hug. Not just any hug, a very special one. The kind that made her feel like nothing in the world could go wrong. Her mama gave her that hug every night before bed. Not too tight, not too fast, just right. But one night, Mama was a little late. She had to help baby brother fall asleep. Lila waited in her bed. She stared at the ceiling. She wiggled her toes under the blanket. She whispered, "Where is my hug?" And that's when something warm wrapped around her. It wasn't a blanket. It wasn't a stuffed animal. It was soft, quiet, invisible, but real. It was the hug. Not a new hug, but the same hug Mama gave her every night. Only now, it had decided to stay. The hug wrapped around her like warm air, like a cloud she couldn't see, but could feel. It whispered, "I'm here, even when you close your eyes." Lila smiled. She turned on her side. She tucked her arms close to her chest. The hug followed. It moved with her. It stayed. When the wind tapped the window, the hug stayed. When the shadows stretched across the wall, the hug stayed. When her thoughts tried to stay awake, the hug gently quieted them. And before Lila could ask another question, before she could think one more thought, she was asleep, wrapped in something that didn't need to be seen, only felt. A hug that stayed all night. Lila is dreaming now, still hugged, still safe, and maybe you are too. Good night, little one. Hello, little dreamer. Tonight we'll float into the sky and meet a cloud made for sleep. Once upon a soft evening, the sky was turning from light blue to lavender. The sun was slowly yawning, and the stars were just beginning to peek out. High above, in a sky full of sleepy wind, there lived a little cloud named Mimo. Mimo wasn't a rain cloud. He wasn't big or gray. He was small, round, and fluffy like a pillow. Mimo had a special job. Every night, when children began to rub their eyes and the world grew quiet, Mimo floated across the sky, looking for someone who needed rest. Tonight, he spotted a little child down below, tucked into bed but still wide awake. The child had had a long day. Their legs were still busy, their thoughts were still bouncing. So Mimo floated lower, lower, until he hovered gently over the child's window. He stretched himself out, wide and soft, and wrapped the room in a warm silver glow. The child blinked, and suddenly the air felt different, softer, quieter. The wind outside slowed down. The shadows softened. Even the stars stopped twinkling too fast. The child looked up and whispered, "Who are you?" Mimo didn't answer with words. He just hummed, a sound only sleepy hearts can hear. It was like the sound of a hug, or the breath of a blanket, or the way a yawn feels when you're finally ready. The child smiled. Their eyes blinked, once, twice, and then they fell asleep. Mimo stayed there, hovering gently, like a blanket made of clouds. He didn't need thanks. He didn't need applause. He only wanted one thing, to help one more child sleep. And tomorrow he would float again. Mimo is still out there, floating quietly, watching over sleeping children. And maybe he's over your window now. Good night, little one. The Moon's Gentle Shoe. Hello again, little one. Tonight, we'll float quietly and follow the moon as it helps someone find their way to sleep. There once was a little shoe, just one, not a pair, a tiny soft shoe with a star on the side. It had once belonged to a child, but somehow it was now drifting in the sky, alone, light as a feather. The shoe wasn't sad, but it didn't know where to go. It floated past rooftops, past trees, past sleeping birds. Then it saw the moon. The moon was big and round and kind. The shoe whispered, "I don't know where I belong anymore." The moon smiled softly and said, "You belong wherever someone needs comfort." The moon gently lowered a silver ribbon of light. The shoe followed it, slowly, softly, drifting down toward a little house. Inside that house was a child who couldn't sleep. The blanket was warm, but something was missing. The child whispered, "I need something small and soft and quiet." And then the little shoe floated through the window and landed right beside the child's bed. The child picked it up. It was warm, and it smelled like stardust. The child hugged it gently, and within moments, their breathing slowed, their eyes closed, and they fell asleep holding the moon's gift. Above, the moon watched, not brightly, just enough, and the shoe stayed right there. Not to be worn, not to walk in, just to remind the child, even the smallest things can bring peace. Somewhere tonight, the moon is still sending soft gifts. Maybe one has already found you. Good night, little dreamer. The Star That Forgot to Twinkle. Hello, little one. Tonight, we'll meet a very small star, one that forgot how to shine, until someone special reminded it. Up high in the sky, where the clouds are thin and the air is quiet, there lived a tiny star named Pip. Pip was the smallest star in the whole sky. He wasn't the brightest, he wasn't the fastest, and tonight he had forgotten how to twinkle. All the other stars blinked and sparkled like tiny songs, but Pip just stayed still. He tried once, nothing. He tried again, still nothing. The moon noticed. She looked down at Pip and said softly, "Are you okay, little one?" Pip whispered, "I think I forgot how to shine." The moon smiled gently. "That's okay," she said. "Even stars need rest sometimes." So Pip didn't twinkle that night. He just listened. He listened to the wind hum. He listened to the clouds breathe. He listened to dreams floating up from sleeping children. And slowly, he stopped worrying. He stopped trying so hard. He just floated. Down below, in a cozy bed, a little boy looked up through his window. He saw Pip, the quiet star. He pointed and whispered, "That one's my favorite." Even though Pip wasn't shining, he was seen. Even though he wasn't sparkling, he was loved. And something in that little whisper, something in being chosen, made Pip feel warm inside. He didn't try to twinkle. He just felt the warmth. And then, blink, a tiny flicker. Not bright, not loud, just soft, just enough. And that night, Pip twinkled, not because he had to, but because someone saw him, even when he was quiet. Pip still twinkles sometimes, and sometimes he just rests, and that's okay. Good night, little star. You don't always have to shine. You just have to be. Tilly the turtle finds a soft shell. Hello, sleepy friend. Tonight we'll meet a little turtle named Tilly, who's looking for something soft, safe, and just right for sleep. Tilly was a tiny turtle. Her shell was strong, but it wasn't soft. And tonight, Tilly didn't want strong. She wanted something gentle, something warm, something cozy. She walked slowly across the sand. Her little feet made soft crunching sounds. The stars twinkled above, but the beach was quiet. First, she found a big smooth rock. It looked like a good place to rest. But when she lay down, ouch! It was too hard. So she kept walking. Next, she found a bed of seagrass. It was soft and green. She snuggled in and closed her eyes. But the grass was cold, and it tickled her nose. Achoo! Tilly giggled. She stood up again and shook off the sand. She didn't give up. Little turtles never give up. At the edge of the beach, she saw a shell, round and soft looking, glowing gently in the moonlight. Tilly crawled inside. It wasn't her shell, but it felt right. Inside, it was warm, still, quiet. The shell whispered, "You can rest here tonight, little one." Tilly sighed. Her eyes blinked slowly. The waves whispered outside. The stars blinked. The night held her softly, and as she curled up inside her new soft shell, Tilly felt safe. She felt love, and she fell asleep. Not because the shell was magic, but because she knew she had found her place. Tilly is sleeping now, safe and warm. And maybe so are you. Good night, little turtle. Betty the Bunny and the Whispering Grass. Hello, little one. Tonight we'll visit a quiet meadow where a sleepy bunny is ready to dream. In a calm green meadow where flowers swayed gently and the air smelled like clover, there lived a little bunny named Benny. Benny was small and soft, with floppy ears and curious eyes. Every evening, when the sky turned golden and purple, Benny would hop to his favorite quiet place, a patch of tall, whispering grass. He liked it there. It was quiet. It was gentle. Tonight, Benny lay down in the grass. The wind moved slowly, and the grass began to sing, not with words, but with little rustles and shh sounds. Shh, shh, it's time to rest, the grass seemed to say. Benny listened. He wiggled his nose. He blinked slowly. The sun sank lower. The sky turned soft and blue. Shh, little bunny, slow down, whispered the grass. Benny felt warm, safe, still. A butterfly floated by. Then a little firefly blinked once, twice, then disappeared into the dusk. Whew! Benny yawned. His ears drooped. His paws curled under his chin. The grass rustled again. You are loved. You are safe. Sleep now, little one. And Benny closed his eyes, very slowly, very softly. And the meadow, the wind, and the grass watched over him while he drifted into a gentle dream. Benny the Bunny and the Floating Leaf. Hello again, sleepy friend. Tonight, Benny the Bunny finds something gentle and something magical. The next evening, as the stars began to stretch and yawn in the sky, Benny the Bunny sat beside a quiet stream. The water moved slowly, just like a lullaby. As Benny watched, a little yellow leaf fell from a tree and landed on the surface of the stream. It didn't sink, it floated. The leaf drifted gently, left, then right, twisting slowly in the soft current. Benny blinked and whispered, "Where are you going, little leaf?" Of course, the leaf didn't answer, but it kept floating, calm, quiet, peaceful. Benny took a deep breath. He felt the cool air touch his whiskers. He lay down in the soft grass and watched the leaf drift away. The stream whispered softly, "Let it go. Just float, like the leaf." Benny listened. His heartbeat slowed. His eyelids felt heavy. In his mind, he imagined himself riding the leaf, drifting slowly, gently, peacefully, past trees, past sleeping birds, past glowing mushrooms. He smiled. His paws relaxed. His breathing became quiet. Above him, the moon watched. The stars blinked, and the stream sang to the night. Benny was still awake, but his thoughts were already far away, floating, just like the leaf. And then his eyes closed, and his dreams began. Tonight, Benny floated into sleep, and maybe you are floating there too. Sleep well, little leaf rider. Benny the Bunny hears the stars. Welcome back, little one. Tonight, Benny the Bunny listens to something very special. The sound of the stars. The night was quiet, so quiet that even the wind tiptoed through the trees. Benny the Bunny sat on a soft hill wrapped in silence and moonlight. He looked up. The sky was dark, but full of stars. Some were big, some were small. Some blinked, some barely moved. But they were all there, shining just for him. Benny wriggled his ears. He closed his eyes and listened. At first, he heard nothing. Then, something soft, almost like a time to sleep. His ears twitched. The stars weren't speaking like people, but they had a sound. A hum, like a bedtime song only the heart can hear. Benny opened his eyes and looked again. The stars twinkled brighter, as if they knew he was listening. He lay back on the grass. The earth felt warm. His breath became slow, and still the stars sang, not with words, but with light and stillness and peace. "You are safe," said one twinkle. "You are loved," said another. "Now rest, little one," said the quiet sky. Benny felt lighter than air, like he was already floating among them, already dreaming, already asleep. His ears stopped twitching. His eyes gently closed. The stars kept singing, soft, still, endless, and Benny slept. Benny is dreaming now, and the stars are still singing. Good night, little star listener. Ellie the elephant floats to the moon. Hello, sleepy friend. Let's take a journey together, not with feet, but with dreams. Ellie was a small elephant with big ears and an even bigger heart. Each night she looked at the moon and whispered, "I wonder what it's like up there." One evening, a soft cloud floated by and heard her wish. It stopped and said in a breezy voice, "Would you like to visit the moon, Ellie?" Her eyes grew wide. She nodded slowly. The cloud dipped low and Ellie climbed on top. Up they went, above the trees, above the hills, into the soft night sky. Stars giggled as she passed. Owls blinked in surprise. Soon, the moon grew closer, bright and gentle. When they landed, the moon greeted her. "Welcome, little elephant. I've been waiting for you." Ellie smiled. She walked across moonlight dust. She found a small crater like a nest and lay down. The moon hummed a lullaby. "Even here, far away, your dreams follow you." And Ellie, the brave little traveler, slowly closed her eyes and fell asleep on the moon. The stars are still shining, and Ellie is dreaming in their glow. Good night, traveler. Sleep well.